Hello everyone, I'm AAECAaIHBKeoA, and today I'm going to show you 3 rogue decks for your Ashes of Outland experience. This is the 7th in a series of 10 videos showcasing 3 decks for each class, 1 budget, 1 moderately expensive, and 1 very expensive deck. I tried to make each deck unique, fun, and competitive. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's first deck. The first deck I made for Rogue is Stealth Rogue. Now, the goal of this deck is to have your stealth minions hit the battlefield, and then give them more attack, go straight for the throat, go straight for the kill. This deck has a lot of powerful tools that I think will push it into the Ashes of Outland meta, such as Spy Mistress, Ashtongue Slayer, and Cursed Vagrant, surprisingly enough. When I first looked at this card, I didn't think it would be making the cut because the 7 mana 7/5 body, I thought that was too slow for Rogue. But apparently not. As shown in early footage of the expansion, this card usually made it into Stealth Rogue decks. Now, this deck isn't the most budget friendly, with 2 legendaries being Akama and Flick Skyshiv. Escaped Mana Saber is the only epic in this deck. It came with the Galakrond's Awakening story mode, and Flick Skyshiv is a must craft in Rogue right now. It goes into almost every Rogue deck, including an aggro deck. This is the day where a 6 mana 4/4 gets into an aggro deck. That's how good this card is. But overall, in this deck, you're going to want to use tools like Spy Mistress, Worgen Infiltrator, and Ashtongue Slayer to get damage on board quickly, and then refuel with stuff like Greyheart Sage, and get even more damage with Hooked Scimitar and Cursed Vagrant to close out the game. And keep your stealth minions on board with Eviscerate and Sap. I think this deck is going to be very successful in the Ashes of Outland meta, because many have said that this is the top aggro deck, or one of the top aggro decks of the meta. I think, not necessarily this list, but this archetype will be very strong in Ashes of Outland. So, look out for this one, and keep it in mind when crafting your collection. The second deck I made for Rogue, and the one I teased last episode, is Secret Burgle Rogue. I haven't seen this deck widespread at all, but I think this archetype is what is going to make Secrets work in Ashes of Outland. Because Secret Stealth didn't work, Secret Galakrond didn't really work. I think the Burgle package gives enough value and enough tempo that it can support the new Rogue secrets, which are Ambush, Bamboozle, and Dirty Tricks. Now, the goal of this deck is to get tempo and value at the same time with secrets and burgled cards, and those 2 packages kind of intertwine with Shadow Jeweler Hanar, which gives you secrets from other classes, fueling both the secret package and the Burgle package. Now, this deck has all the classic Burgle tools, including 1 copy of Bizarre Mugger, Vendetta, Hench Clan Burglar, Underbelly Fence, etc. And it has the secret cards in it, including the 3 Rogue secrets, Blackjack Stunner, and Shadow Jeweler Hanar. And what I think that can push this deck above and beyond is Bizarre Burglary, because Shadow Jeweler Hanar, it's so easy to change secret after secret with Hanar that the quest is going to be done by turn 3 or 4, almost every time. And the 3/2 weapons that make your hero immune are so powerful, especially in the tempo-heavy meta that is Ashes of Outland. I think this can be the meta counterpick. I'm very confident in this deck, and I think it can see widespread success. The last Rogue deck I made for this video is Galakrond Highlander Rogue. Yeah, I know. It's a Highlander deck, but this one is super good. This one is time-tested. It was super overpowered in Descent of Dragons. I think with just the few tools that Ashes of Outland added in Overconfident Orc, Burrowing Scorpid, and Maiev Shadowsong, I think that this archetype can work just as good as it did in the last meta. Now, the goal of this deck is to get tons and tons of value with Galakrond the Nightmare. Now this card draws you 4 cards that cost 0 when it's fully upgraded, so I made sure this deck had tons of heavy hitters like the Alexstrasas, Siamet, Kronks, Togwaggle, Flick, and the classic Galakrond pieces. Lackeys, especially with this tempo heavy meta, lackeys are going to be more effective than ever. And it even has some protection against its stealth with Bad Luck Albatross, which turns off Sephiroth and Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. With that being said, this deck is poised to be a threat in the meta. Here we have the sneak peek for next episode, which I will be making a Shaman deck with Fist of Raden and Vivid Spores in it. I wonder what that could amount to. Find out next time. And that's going to wrap up my showcase of these decks. If you have suggestions or ideas, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I would love if this turned into a collaborative effort to build the best decks for the expansion. The deck codes for the decks I used are in the description, so feel free to use them in any way you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.